Whether you're looking for manufactured or natural stone to accent or update your exterior or interior project of any size, Centurion Stone of Iowa offers a variety of styles, patterns, and colors for every need. Centurion Stone, our own manufactured stone product, has the look and feel of natural stone and is available in over 200 color and pattern combinations. We also provide natural stone for interior and exterior projects. Our Des Moines and Omaha locations are open daily. Browse our wide variety of product samples with our helpful staff. They'll answer any questions that you have. Check us out on the web at centurionstoneofiowa.com. Hey everybody, welcome to Postgame here on the Cyclone Fanatic social media feeds and on the Cyclone Fanatic podcast network. My name is Chris Williams, coming to you from Jack Trice Stadium. Iowa State loses tonight to Texas 26-16. Let's talk about it. Of course, we are presented by our friends at Carl Auto Group in Centurion Stone of Iowa. As always, this is an interactive conversation, so if you guys have thoughts, put them in the comments here, and I'll get to as many as possible after I kind of run through some of my thoughts on this one. First of all, Texas is a good football team. We all knew that. They're really good. They're a potential college football playoff type roster. It's nothing that you guys didn't know. But when that happens, and you're trying to pull off one of these, big upsets, not a huge upset, I guess, only an 8-point underdog. But when you're in that type of a situation, you have to do a couple of things. You have to, one, take advantage of situations when they're presented to you, and you can't make the big mistakes. And a couple big mistakes I thought tonight for Iowa State was obviously the blocked PAT. It was just monumental. It impacted this entire stadium. The fact that Texas takes it to the house was really a 4-point swing because they went for 2 later on. So, yeah, it was a really, really big deal, especially when you had missed a field goal earlier in the first half. Yeah, you just add it all together. And then Rocco Beck's interception in the third quarter I thought was equally as damaging. Reason being, defense gets a huge stop. Again, crowds into it, kind of flip that situation. And, to me, that kind of felt like that was what did Iowa State in. Really, though, beyond Rocco Beck, we were all concerned about this going into the game, and that was the battle in the trenches. And I thought Iowa State's defensive line actually was considerably better than what I thought they would be tonight. Iowa State's offensive line wasn't terrible. But the pass protection, I leaned into this early in the week. If you guys listen to me a lot and follow me on Twitter, I really thought it would be a key. And I'd love to know the pressure stats, and we'll get the analytics tonight or tomorrow of just how much Rocco Beck was under pressure in this game. It felt like every time he stepped back to throw, he was kind of running for his life. Now, with that, they moved the ball pretty well through the air, 13.5 yards per reception. Really a pretty good game. And, what a play call by Nate Shieldhouse, the 66-yard pass to Easton Dean. But it felt like Iowa State was constantly, when you needed the big play, just not really coming through. They had some big plays, but there were stops you weren't getting. I wanted to point out Malik Verdon going out, which, guys, I just keep saying it. The importance of Jeremiah Cooper and Malik Verdon to this defense it's hard to calculate. It's so big. Verdon goes out. His replacement comes in. Texas goes right at him. Big play for a touchdown. And we've seen it time and time again this year. So Iowa State really had a hard time getting off the field there in the second half. Texas is a better football team, right? They're older. They are, more talented. If Iowa State was going to pull off that upset tonight, they were going to have to do those. You just weren't going to be able to make those big mistakes and pull it off. And unfortunately, Iowa State did that. I'm not disappointed. I thought Iowa State played really well. I was really, 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 really happy with the defense for the majority of the game. At the end, it got a little bit rough. I just hope Verdon's deal wasn't too bad, because you look at the matchup next week against Kansas State. You really need safeties that can come up and be physical in the run game. I will agree here with Cole in the comments. Cole's watching on YouTube. I'll agree with you to a point. When Cole says too many runs into the strength of their defense. I don't necessarily know if Iowa State would have had any success trying to stretch the field in the running game. I just thought at some point there in the second half, it just felt like too many runs on first and second down. It wasn't there. Iowa State averaged 0.4 yards per carry tonight. Like it wasn't there. Nobody's run on this Texas team. What makes you think Iowa State's going to be able to? And then, the passing game was really good. I mean, really, really good. Rocco had the one interception, was a bad ball, but, the one thing I would like to see, if you're going to do it in the running game, do some design quarterback runs. You'd seen that a lot the last month from Iowa State, and I think you had one in the fourth quarter tonight, according to my notes. So, listen, we knew it would be a tough matchup as far as the trenches go for that Iowa State offensive line, and they were very humbled tonight, I thought, and they should be. That Texas defensive front's the best in college football. One thing that makes me feel good is we had this read all week. Let's go to some of your comments here. We appreciate all of you guys who are watching on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. Many people are probably streaming this on their way home. Hope you guys get home safely tonight. Chris says, no reason to hang our heads. Hung with Texas. They have better players and a better offensive execution. I think that's a pretty good way to put it. I am such a – the way I analyze offense isn't really fair because I'm such an air raid nerd. And it's just like you had to – listen, they were less stubborn than I thought they would be tonight. I thought that they came out and really called some nice plays. I think Shieldhouse is a phenomenal play caller. I think he's getting better by the day. I'm not being critical of him at all. It's just my deal is when you're down double digits in the second half, why aren't just come out and throw? Like, I get it. You want to keep them honest in the first half. You got to show that you're going to try and run. I understand all that. These guys have forgotten more about the sport than I'll ever know. But if you're in the fourth quarter and you're down 2 possessions, like, what's the point in running on first and second if you know you're not going to be able to? That would be my critique of it. But listen, Chris says this. When will the present of Iowa State football be bright? I think it's very bright right now. Nobody had this team going to a bowl game. I think I got 20 starters returning next year, with Vaughn and Tampa being the ones leaving. I think there's a pretty good chance Darian Porter's back to play corner for you. Like, the future's very bright, and I think the present's bright. You're going to go to a bowl game. I'll take that for this year. I would have signed up for that. I don't know what your expectations were, sir, but really, I think it's been a great season. This is not a hang your head type of game. You didn't get embarrassed. You played really, you're an 8-point underdog. You lost by 10. It was right at expectations. I thought that tonight was fine. It's just, again, if you're going to win a game like this with the talent differential, with the matchups didn't favor Iowa State in this one. If you were going to win this one, there were certain things you can't do and the block PAT turning into a 2-point conversion, all those things, you just throw them all together, a missed field goal, the interception, I forgot to say that Verdon had the interception just on a silver platter in the second quarter and dropped it, right? Like all those things, you just put them together. You got to do those things to win a game like this. And Iowa State just didn't make enough of those plays tonight. And to Texas's credit, they didn't do a lot to, go out and outright lose the game for them. I thought Texas had a couple of those plays in the first half that were called back, that were touchdowns. So they would probably, an objective look at it. I think a Texas fan would say, well, we did these things wrong. But they didn't make the big. Ewers wasn't great tonight, but he didn't make a big mistake, right? Those types of things. Texas was just solid at. They didn't go out and lose it. So put it all together, and that's the situation. I'm not optimistic about that game next week. I really want to see about Verdon's status, because that game kind of terrifies me without both. Here's the problem with those safeties. It's they're always hurt because they play so freaking rough, and that's why you love them. They're nasty, but they're hurt all the time. Like when's the last time Iowa State had a stretch of games with healthy Cooper and Verdon? Like the guys they play so physical. It creates that, right? So anyways, good game. Hope everybody had an awesome day of tailgating. Beautiful weather here for November. We have so much coming up in the next 10 days. I was working on our schedule for content at Cyclone Fanatic today before the game. Looking ahead to Thursday, men's and women's basketball tomorrow. Men's basketball on Thursday, Friday, Sunday. Football, Kansas State on Saturday. Women's basketball Friday, Saturday. Wrestling versus Iowa on Sunday. So we're going to be working overtime for you guys. We really appreciate all of you guys hanging out and consuming our content here on Cyclone Fanatic. Thank you so much. And we'll be back tomorrow night, Sunday night, with Williams and Bloom here on the Cyclone Fanatic Podcast Network.